But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win, and the others too.
Anytime we see John Kennedy's speech at Rice University, 1962, announcing we will go to the moon, we cannot but admire how much he masters the rhetoric art. Have you noticed? He sets a challenge to measure the best of human skills and energies. He sets a very ambitious goal. Go to the moon. Can you imagine? Go to the moon. It's not something easy. And be the first to go to the moon. He also specifies a very precise time limit, within 10 years. He also makes a promise, we'll go to the moon and come back safe. And finally, he involves the audience and arouses a big round of applause with the call to action. We have to be brave. So, actually, this is a perfectly built speech, like a kind of a public speaking lesson. But why was this speech so powerful? Was it just because it was perfectly built, or for one more reason, maybe a deepest reason? What was he hinting at? Was he hinting just at the political context, the Cold War between the US and the USSR bloc? No, maybe he was hinting at something more universal. You know, thinkers have always asked themselves, what is the differentiating feature of mankind? Difficult question. Aristotle used to define mankind as progrediens, a Latin word meaning the one who advances. But, well, you could say, oh, Aristotle is 2,000 years old, we are much further now. Well, so listen to this. The latest theory in ethology. You know, ethology is the science studying the behavior of animals. They have getting more and more, they find it more and more difficult to really understand what is the peculiar difference between mankind and all the other animals. And they have come to this definition, that man is the unfinished animal. Why? If you think of animals when they are born, within 24 hours, they learn to stand, they learn to eat, they are independent. A baby not. A human pregnancy should last 25 months to allow the baby to be self-sufficient. A baby has to fall 2,000 times before it learns to stand and to walk. What does this mean? The human race is a kind of programmed to learn by mistake, to go forward. So, the reason of the success of this speech is that Kennedy is speaking to the burning nucleus of mankind. And so, landing on the moon was probably much more than winning the space race of USA against the USSR. Sticking that flag on the moon soil was much more than that. It was really stating how powerful our brains, our skills are. They are at the base of human development. Yes, also behind technology there are human beings. And so maybe we could also say that launching a new breakthrough on the market is something more than having an economic strategy to increase profit. It's really a way to motivate people and to give an answer to their most sophisticated need, the one to go forward. So every scientific achievement is actually much more than something that can be a property of somebody. It is a conquer for everybody. Even more in this field, in the field of pharmaceutical chemistry. And there is one sentence that was said by Neil Armstrong when they landed on the moon. He thought long about how would he describe this feeling. And what he said was, one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. This is exactly the very essence of scientific progress.